So Arsenal 5, Sheffield United 0. Eddie Nketiah with his first hat-trick for the football club. All 3 goals, absolutely take a Busan. Yeah, quality. Fabio Vieira getting the fourth goal. And then Tomiyasu. I think he's deserved the goal after his last 3 or 4 performances. I think he's turning into the right-back utility player, Nacho Monreal kind of player. Steady Eddie, 7 out of 10. 5-star performance. First half was a cure for insomnia. Other than that, the second half was probably the best second half we've had all season. Absolutely brilliant. Kenny, you witnessed it live. What did you make of it?
Well, yeah, you're right. The first half was Sheffield United put 10 men behind the ball. You know, it was a case of them trying to keep the score down. You can't really blame them after the defeat side. Obviously, they've lost 8-0 to Newcastle. You know, they don't look like even getting a win. And I think that there's a gap in quality between Sheffield United, Burnley, and definitely Luton. So it was a case of like survival mode. But we made I don't think we made headway over it. We just couldn't get through. But as soon as Eddie's goal, first goal, as you said, we mentioned it off the air, was the way he took the ball, placed it, brilliant goal. And then when we got a second goal in the second half, that's when I think the floodgates opened. It was a bit contentious. You know, the goalkeeper was taken out. Well, Fotheringham was definitely taken out. But the end of the day, goalkeepers, Fotheringham was about 6'5". The player that took him out is probably half his size. So, you know, you've got to be stronger there.
I think it was Ben White. To be fair, it was much of a...
Goalkeepers get too much protection anyway. They get too much protection.
It was minimal.
But, you know, but it was one of those goals where you say to Eddie, come on, this is meat and drink. Brilliant. The third goal was unbelievable.
Oh, mate. Do you know what that goal reminded me of?
Yeah.
I don't over egg it, yeah? Do you remember Adebayor's goal?
Yeah.
When he turned and Stan Drogba did one similar. It was similar to that. It weren't as good as them 2 goals, but it was a top goal.
But you know what it is? It's like when you got the confidence, you scored 2 goals already, you say, why not? Now, if he didn't score that goal, he wouldn't have done that. But it was a fantastic goal. It was definitely his best goal in an Arsenal shirt. And it was a good performance. He did what he had to do. He actually stayed still because when you're a striker and you're centre forward, just stay in the box.
Yeah,
I know Mikel.
Yeah, stands back or they come out and
and I think the team that Mikel picked enabled Eddie was good for Eddie today because you had Smith Rowe try and run off him, and you got Havertz who potentially could play that position, and Declan Rice is very direct. Declan Rice's ball for that pass for the first goal was very, very, it's excellent. Especially where you've got to have Chris passing against a team that puts men behind the ball, and then. Let's you've got to give some props as well to like the substitutes that came on. As he said, Tomiyasu, Vieira. I thought Trossard again. Trossard was brilliant today. He was inventive, creative, all from the bench. So maybe that's something he needs to work on when he starts games. But in terms of like the win itself, you're right. I was very impressed with that performance. I'm not going to go and say, it's Sheffield United. No, because I think credit's where credit's due. Eddie got his hat-trick, scored some fantastic goals. Declan Rice played what? I still think there's a lot more to Declan. I think sometimes, the superlatives that our fans give Declan is probably a bit over the top because he's only just got here 5 minutes. We need to see what he could do because at the end of the day, in terms of what Thomas Partey is to the football club, Thomas Partey's got the experience and Declan's just getting there. So he's learning the game. But, if Declan plays like he did in the second half, very, very pleased. And, Saka... he's feeling his way into the game. You know what I mean? It wasn't a game where he was going to be able to get past his man because Sheffield United, played a low block.
But at one point he went over on the left side as well.
Yeah, he did. And a cross went into Rowe's head as well with his left foot. And he's left-footed. So
he's not firing at the minute, is he? But
he's not firing.
That's a game that was never going to be easy to break them down. But once you do score a couple, then the floodgates will open. Well, I was shocked that he stayed on longer than Martinelli because I actually thought Martinelli played really well today.
Yeah, but
I was like, why is Saka staying on and not him?
Yeah, but the thing about it is that we haven't got the squad, we haven't got the deep squad we think we have, and it's a situation where we're showing that we can't cope with playing 2 games a week because you think when we're in the Europa League, a lot of our players were fresh when they played Premier League because a lot of them weren't used in the Europa League. And I say it with respect, especially in the group stages. But in the Champions League, you've got to use your best. You've got to have your number one goalkeeper, which is Raya. Sorry, disappoint friends of Aaron. And also, you've got to have you also got to have your like I said, your full team out. So what will happen is that a game with that intensity, emotional game against Sevilla, and then you go to Sheffield United. So it's one of those things where, maybe if we qualify the Champions League on a regular basis, the Champions League on a regular basis, we're probably going to have to do what a lot of teams like, especially Man City, get 22 players of genuine quality because, with the injuries that, occur with Jay. My wife's phone, I had to take well.
That's all right,
and the other injuries, you have to, and I say you have to, go deep with the squad because I know with West Ham coming on Wednesday, I'm going to be there. You know that quite a lot of those players who started tonight are going to be playing against West Ham. Aaron Ramsdale's going to be playing, but you get the feeling that probably Benjamin might play right back. You get the feeling that probably, maybe Kivior will play. Saliba might play. And then the midfield, Declan Rice wouldn't play, but you're still going to have probably Odegaard in that game. So he's going to go strong against West Ham. So I suppose...
sorry to cut you off. Is it any coincidence that was our most goals scored in the game this season? And our best, well, definitely second 45. One of our best performances this season. Our captain never made the pitch.
Well, but the thing is, you say that, but remember, he played when we had good, really similar and really good performance against Bournemouth and PSG. But Arteta will say that a captain's being rested. The reason why he's not playing, he's got a little knock, and like I said, he needs to be rested. But let's face it, he was dropped, and rightly so. But I suppose when it's a game like Sheffield United, it's easy to come out with a flannel saying he's been rested. But because if it was to say we were playing like a Spurs, we were playing a Chelsea, or even Liverpool. No, I wouldn't say Liverpool because Liverpool are top side. But one of the big six, you'll think, oh, he's made a statement, he's dropped him. But in fact, yes, he's dropped him because a player like Odegaard wants to play every game. But you're right. Odegaard was part of the problem last week at Stamford Bridge. He wasn't great against Sevilla, especially when they had that onslaught in the second half when they went 2-0 down. So yeah, you're 100% right. We're a better side, but then again, you have to look.
I'm sure he'll be back. His wife's ringing him again. Hey, make sure you smash the like button up. Follow Kenny Chem 1972 on Instagram as well. But no, he's right. Listen, Odegaard deserves to be benched. Yeah, and listen, it doesn't matter who the player is, whether you win, lose, or draw. If you're not playing well, and the team are getting through games, regardless of some of the players' performances, that player, even if it's your favourite player, deserves to be dropped. Yeah, it's a team game. It's a team sport. Yeah, it's not an individual. Despite some people out there fancying the player, over egging the player's performance. Yeah, and actually overrating.
Sorry about that. Yes, my wife's trying to ring you. I
was just saying, doesn't matter whether it's your favourite player. This is Arsenal Football Club. Yeah, the club should be the favourite, not the individual. Yeah, these are paid employees, and if they're playing poorly, even if we're winning and their performances stink, they're not immune to criticism and they're not immune to being dropped. And I think Arteta's learnt that this season.
Yeah, I'll make you 100% right. And in terms of Martin Odegaard as well, he's got to a situation now. He's now captain of the football club. He has to be able to be a fulcrum, especially in the big games. You can't disappear in the big games because at the end of the day, there's only one player at a football club at the moment who Arteta sees as undroppable, and that's Bukayo Saka. Martin Odegaard, although he's a captain, is not in that category. Arteta has no loyalty to no players. I know people think, oh yeah, he's loyal to this one. Arteta's a user. And, if Martin Odegaard continues to disappear in his games, he'll go and find someone. He'll go and get someone else. He's learned a lot from Pep. Obviously, there's a lot of David Moyes in Arteta and other managers. But when it comes to ruthlessness, he's very, very ruthless, as we've seen before. So, that's an opportunity. But you've got to look at Smith Rowe as well and Havertz. Havertz will get time because he's worth £65 million and we've bought him. But in terms of Emil, I was frustrated on his behalf because he just couldn't get into the game. And I know the reason why Emil couldn't get in the game is because Emil, doesn't play in a regular places. Emil needs rhythm. We saw it when he first came to the side. When he was getting a run of games, we were going to see Emil's quality. But the problem is that now there's competition for places, especially in that midfield. And now that we're playing top-level football, where we should be doing every year anyway, it's that we can't wait for Emil. When he gets his chances, whenever he's got to perform. So what will happen now? Emil will probably get his start against West Ham, but moving forward, we won't see it much of Emil because he hasn't taken his chances. Because there's no way you could feel yourself in the game. The only person who's got that luxury is Kai, not you, Emil, because you're an experienced player in terms of the length of time you've been at the club. So that is a negative. That is frustrating. In terms of the Royal watch, well, he didn't have much to do, did he? So
he didn't have a shot to save. They had none on target.
Yeah, well, so friends of Aaron, mate, you haven't got your own way in terms of trying to get him out of the goal. You just have to. Well, you have to either. Well, what I suggest you, friends of Aaron, should do is get behind the player. At Arsenal, regardless of what we think of the position, we always back our players. No matter where we think they're good enough or not. And you can't have a situation which we had last week at Chelsea where the guy makes a mistake and then you're singing for, the number 2 that's wrong and out of order. And I hope we won't be doing that again.
Yeah, facts. And on that bombshell, we are going to wrap this up. Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Instagram. Kenny, get home safely, man. I'm glad you've had a good day. I'm glad you've seen 5 goals. We're still undefeated. We move on to West Ham. Wolves have just equalised against Newcastle. And man, there's been some good games today. But listen, we're going to wrap this up, people. I'm live with Ola for the boxing tonight. And I'll be on this channel at 7:30 UK time. Fight Week show. Check it out. We're out of it. Laters.